Why Parkgate? Why has it been such a popular investment with property investors from the UK and abroad? Starting with the real basics and the foundations of any development is the developer. This one's Alliance, long-term developer, 30 years in the industry as a contractor and as a developer, gives us a really, really good track record. They've got lots of cash. The money's all been lent from the bank. They have many other investments going on. Alliance you'll be familiar with if you're investing in Manchester or if you've looked at Manchester investments, things like Axis Tower, Uptown, developments like that, which are really high spec, seen as pivotal buildings within Manchester. And Alliance have brought an example of this to Birmingham, their first investment in Birmingham. You may be familiar as well with Barclay Group. They've also moved to Birmingham. A lot of top developers are looking at Birmingham as a real opportunity, and investors alike. So the developer is good. Obviously, it's passed all the Baron and Cabot due diligence, 112-point fact find. If you've not had a copy of that, get one. Next step really is having a look at the area. Why Birmingham? Birmingham, obviously Britain's second city, huge amount of wealth being generated there, massive job opportunities. HSBC have moved their head office there, BT have now announced another 1,000 staff there. Average earnings are increasing, and many people are moving from London to Birmingham for a slightly better way of life. But property prices, although they've been growing year on year, we've got an amazing track record of property growth. 5-10 years, you look back and you're seeing growth. If you take any 5-year period going back historically, we're seeing significant growth. But we've not hit the threshold yet. We're still looking at 6.5 times average salary for average property price. Compare that to London, you're looking at 12, 14 times. So there's still a lot of opportunity for growth there. Salaries are increasing. And on top of that, we've got the Commonwealth Games 2022. That will put Birmingham onto the map. So it's important because it means foreign investors will start to understand Birmingham a little bit more. As well as the Commonwealth Games, we've got the new tram system. So the tram system is going all around Birmingham, and as well it goes over towards Parkgate. That's expected to be in the next 4 years near to Parkgate. We're just waiting on sign off from that. And then the biggest thing for Birmingham is the HS2, obviously. This is the biggest investment ever made by the UK government. It's such a significant once-of-a-lifetime opportunity for investors. That might get said too often, once in a lifetime, but there will never ever be another HS2 line being built. Once this is done, people have cashed in on these first stations. We'll move out from Birmingham, we'll be cashing in on the next stations. Now is the time to buy. Birmingham, if bought correctly, will be one of those locations whereby people in 10 years' time will turn around and say, I wish I'd bought there. That was stupid. HS2 was coming, all the rest of it. Even without the HS2, the tram line, again, looking at any statistics, ask us for a copy of the research on that. Major cities in the UK and in Europe, you're looking at between 10-25% capital growth above the actual normal growth when a new tram station comes near to your property. That's planned in for Parkgate as well. So actually looking at the area around Parkgate, we've got Sheldon, upcoming area. There's a brand new Marks and Spencer's there, Marks and Spencer's food. Why is that important? The Waitrose effect. So have a look at the Waitrose effect. Effectively what it means is luxury supermarkets result in property price growth. It's a chicken and egg scenario. Is it because there's a slightly better demographic in that area, therefore the luxury supermarket goes there? Or is it because the luxury supermarket's there, the demographic improves and rentals and property growth happens? That's a difficult one to plan out. What we do know is it does happen. It's called the Waitrose effect, and we're seeing it now in Sheldon with the Marks and Spencer's there. In addition to that, this huge amount of growth going on. Because there's going to be a HS2 line under 4 miles away from the location, it gives tremendous opportunity. On top of that, we've got the airport next door to that. So we've got the airport and the HS2 line. That HS2 line will get these tenants into London within 38 minutes. Now that's incredible. Such an opportunity for an investor in that area. There's 2 HS2 stations in Birmingham. They both have gone out to tender. Both tenders have been won. Planning's in place, etc. They're all on their way. One is in Sheldon, or next to Sheldon in Solihull. And the other one is in Curzon Street Station, which is near Digbeth. You will have seen a lot of investment in Digbeth. Now, Digbeth price points are much higher now. You're looking at 170, 180 for a one bed. Parkgate, you're still on 140,000. So we've got an opportunity to buy in at reasonable prices with tremendous opportunity for growth with the HS2, with the Commonwealth Games, and with the tram line that's coming around. But on top of that, we're already seeing growth in that area. It's one of the fastest selling areas of the UK, Sheldon, because of all the stuff that's going on. But also year on year, you go back for that specific postcode, which is B26. You go back year on year, we're seeing growth 4-6% per year. So even without the HS2 and the tram line, we're still seeing great growth in that area, a lot of gentrification within the area. Parkgate itself, the actual development, makes the best example of that. It's a luxury development. It's the highest spec development in that area, which also makes it the highest price development, but you're looking within a few £1,000s. There's actually more recently been a couple of properties sold for 140, 145,000 for one beds, which are nowhere near the spec. It's sort of converted houses and things like that. So the price points look about right. And there's a discount. We've got a discount on the development at the moment, which is great. But above that, it's got a gymnasium in there. It's got a concierge, so like a hotel-style lobby in there. It's got a roof garden, which is superb, looks over all of the 300-acre park to the rear of this development. The client can either walk across the supermarket, jump on the bus straight into the city centre, go across to the train station, get a train to London, get an aircraft anywhere in the world. It's an international airport. And then in the future, we will have the HS2 and the tram line, making life even easier. Or they can walk out the back of the property, all over greenbelt land, walk through to a small farm shop, a park, and as I say, a 300 acres worth of greenery around there. So, and then following that, there's a golf course. So there's an awful lot going on with the development. The beauty of which means it holds our clients there. So we're expecting that the average tenant will stay a little bit longer than they would in another property that didn't have those amenities. Again, £140,000, parking £6,900. It's fully mortgageable. Ground rent's 0.01%, which is important. So for every £100,000 on a property, it's £100 ground rent per annum. Service charge is £2.25. Which is about right, especially when we've got all those amenities. We'd like it to be £2, but an extra 25 pence is not a huge difference for all of the extra amenities that the tenant gets, or of course if you're planning to live there yourself. So that's Parkgate in a nutshell. Have a look at our due diligence, give us a call, and we'd be happy to go through more information. Alternatively, drop me an email with any questions that you have. I'll answer the questions, and of course, I'll be able to do a frequently asked questions off the back of that. We'll add that to the website. Thank you.